We're out here at our home base of Monterey, California, and today we're gonna do something a little different. I'm Thomas from Backscatter, and this is the Hybrid Flash Snoot. Normally, the Hybrid Flash is my go-to for capturing wide angle. It's super bright, it's wide and even, fast for cycling, and perfectly designed to light the biggest scenes with ease. But today, we're flipping the script. By adding the Hybrid Snoot, the goal is to take all that wide-angle power and concentrate it down to a pinpoint. But unlike most snoots, this one isn't just for macro. It excels at fish portraits and even wide-angle snooted shots. We wanted to make a snoot worthy of the Hybrid Flash's immense power. And in this video, I'm going to show you just how versatile and unique this strobe and snoot system is. And if this is your first time hearing about a Backscatter Hybrid Flash, we've got a full deep dive review video and article linked below that breaks down why it's a killer wide-angle strobe. All right, so before we hit the water, let's take a quick step back and explain what a snoot is and why exactly we need one. So a snoot is a device that attaches to a strobe and narrows the flash beam to selectively light the subject for images like this. Snoots remove messy or distracting backgrounds, making it easier for the subject to be seen. The Backscatter Hybrid Flash Snoot was designed specifically for the Hybrid Flash. This isn't just some simple funnel, it actually has built-in optics that not only concentrate the Hybrid Flash's light, it also makes it extremely bright and easy to aim. The snoot is lightweight and practically neutrally buoyant underwater, making it easy to manage. It uses the same bayonet mounting system as the Hybrid's diffusers. Just line it up, twist it, and it firmly locks into place. For controlling beam size, we have two aperture discs, one with circles and one with ovals. These are used for different shaped subjects and each have 6 different sized holes to light a variety of different sized critters. The discs are interchangeable and easy to adjust. Just rotate the card with a single finger, which easily switches between different apertures based on your needs. You can even take the card out completely if you want to shoot a bigger subject and snoot a larger area. It also features a slot specifically for the Backscatter color filter system for creative photos. For our first dive, I'm going to load the circular card, but I'm also going to bring along the oval card to swap it when needed underwater. The discs are small and light, and I can easily clip them off to my BCD ring. And when you don't want to use the snoot, you can clip off the entire thing with the built-in loop. All right, let's hit the water and I'll show you exactly how it all works in real-world conditions. For our first dive, we focus purely on macro. So you might be thinking, why shoot macro with a snoot on such a powerful wide-angle strobe? It turns out all that power is actually a huge advantage for macro shooting. The bright guide number 40 output of the Hybrid Flash makes it easy to properly expose small subjects, even when shooting at low ISOs and higher apertures, which are settings that are commonly used for macro. That power also gives you more reach, making it easy to light subjects from farther away, something most strobes and snoots start to struggle with. Speaking of longer reach, the Hybrid Snoot has the longest minimum working distance of the Backscatter snoots, at 7.8 inches or 200 millimeters. That's noticeably farther than the Mini Flash and Atom Flash snoots, which operate much closer at 3.7 inches or 95 millimeters. Those short working distance make the Mini and the Atom the easiest options for super macro since you're physically close to the subject. That said, the Hybrid Snoot is still very capable when it comes to macro, and it's incredibly easy to aim and use. The Hybrid Flash features a 1500 lumen target light, the brightest aiming light of any Backscatter strobe, making it easy to clearly see exactly where your light is landing. And like all other Backscatter strobe and snoot systems, it offers true, what you see is what you get aiming performance. Wherever the target light hits, the flash follows. That takes the guesswork out of snooting and makes capturing small macro subjects fast and frustration-free. The target light also has 3 power levels, so you can dial in the right amount of brightness, whether you're shooting in shallow, bright conditions or deeper, darker water. When it comes to light-sensitive critters, you can switch the aiming light from white to red, which engages stealth mode. This lets you approach skittish subjects without spooking them and helps keep clouds of swarmies away during night dives. We found this especially useful when shooting some light-sensitive fish and nudibranchs on this dive. The rotating aperture disc was also incredibly intuitive underwater. We were able to quickly change beam size to match different size subjects or to selectively light specific features. Swapping aperture discs was also just as easy, and we moved between the circular and oval cards depending on what we were shooting. Circles work great for general macro, while the oval apertures were especially useful for elongated subjects like fish and nudibranchs. And just like the Mini Flash 3 and Atom Flash snoots, the front of the Hybrid Flash snoot independently rotates, allowing you to change the angle of the beam without repositioning the strobe. This is perfect for lining up the beam on longer subjects like nudibranchs and shrimp. You can also control beam fall-off by adjusting your distance from the subject, creating either a razor-sharp edge for dramatic spotlight effect or a soft, feathered look for a more natural-looking result. Overall, we were genuinely impressed with how well the Hybrid Flash Snoot performed for macro shooting, and we had a lot of fun using it in the process. Okay, on to our next dive. This time, we're planning on shooting wide-angle and fish portraits with the snoot. This is the big key difference between the other backscatter snoots and one of our favorite features of the hybrid snoot. It turns out, snooting isn't just for macro. That close working distance of the Mini and Atom Flash start to reach the end of their usable range for subjects the size of a fist or larger. This, however, is where the hybrid snoot excels. By pulling the aperture disc out, we can cover the largest area with the snoots. Not only can you shoot bigger subjects, you can include wider backgrounds while still isolating the subject with your light. First, we captured wide-angle shots with just a black background for a classic, dramatic snooted image. Next, we used slower shutter speeds to let in more light for brighter backgrounds with more detail. When shooting in a location like Monterey, the snoot is also super helpful for minimizing backscatter. Check out the difference between these shots of the same subject with and without the snoot and see just how much scatter is avoided when we use the snoots. Next, we got a little wild and tried some creative lighting techniques, like shutter drag and super slow shutter speeds. It turns out there is a lot you can do with the hybrid snoot to make your images stand out from the pack. On this dive, we decided to focus on creative macro work using the hybrid snoot. One of the hybrid snoot's secret weapons is its built-in slot for the backscatter color filter system. The filters simply snap into place, and swapping colors is quick and easy, making it simple to change the look of any image on the fly without breaking your flow. For this dive, we used color filters to create colorful bokeh bubble effects using steel wool. Let's take a look at how easy it is to capture this kind of shot. A big part of what makes the setup so easy is Backscatter's remote mode. Remote mode lets you fire an off-camera flash completely wirelessly, without any cables, and just as importantly, it allows you to adjust flash power remotely as well. That means you can fine-tune your lighting without reaching over your subject, stirring up sand, or disrupting the scene, or even spooking it away. Another great aspect of remote mode is that you can mix and match different backscatter strobes. You can combine hybrids, atoms, and mini flashes in the exact same setup. For this shot, we mounted the hybrid flash with its snoot off camera on the Backscatter remote lighting muck stick. The muck stick is lightweight, easy to deploy, and extremely stable thanks to its built-in sand anchor, making it the ideal off-camera mounting solution. If you're interested in digging deeper into remote mode and how to use it, we've got dedicated videos to this specific topic linked below. Man, that was an awesome day of diving. The Hybrid Snoot did a great job and captured everything we could throw at it. The longer working distance makes it super versatile. We shot macro, fish portraits, wide angle, and some creative shots thanks to the color filter slot. Adjusting beam size was also a breeze even with gloves on. And if you own a hybrid flash, having the Snoot is really a no-brainer. All right, I'm gonna get out of my gear and dry off, and we'll check out how the Hybrid Flash Snoot compares to the rest of the Backscatter lighting family. So, lined up in front of me are the 3 strobe and Snoot combos we make here at Backscatter: the Mini Flash, the Atom Flash, and of course, the Hybrid Flash. Each of these strobe and Snoot combos is designed for a different diver and a different job. So let's break down where each one fits. First up is the Mini Flash. The Mini Flash is the ultimate macro strobe and Snoot combo. It's compact, making it easy to fit in tight spaces, it's affordable, and its close working distance makes it extremely easy to aim. Because it's the least powerful option and operates very close to the subject, it's not designed for larger subjects, fish portraits, or wide-angle work. But for dedicated macro shooters, or anyone who wants the best and easiest macro strobe to use, the Mini Flash is really hard to beat. Next is the Atom Flash. The Atom is still compact, but it packs significantly more power. That means it can shoot both macro and wide angle. When paired with its Snoot, the Atom performs very similar to the Mini Flash with a super close working distance that makes it ideal for macro and super macro work. Compared to the Mini Flash, the Atom is larger and more expensive, but the trade-off is it's a strobe that can also handle wide-angle lighting when you need it. The Atom Flash is perfect for dedicated photographers who want a strobe that is just as at home shooting both wide-angle as it is macro, and would prefer a more compact lighting solution over the raw power and versatility of the Hybrid. And finally, there's the Hybrid Flash. This is our most powerful and most versatile strobe and Snoot combo. It's our brightest flash, it has the fastest recycle times, and as you've seen in the video, this Snoot can handle everything from macro to fish portraits to wide-angle snooted shots. Though our largest and most premium option, if you're looking for just one strobe and Snoot combo that can do just about everything, look no further than the Hybrid Flash. The Hybrid Flash Snoot is available now. Check the link in the description to read the article and see even more example shots. Remember, your purchases from Backscatter or any of our authorized dealers help us keep making more of these videos. We have free lifetime tech support on every purchase, and we dive, shoot, and service everything that we sell. I'm Thomas from Backscatter, and I'll catch you on the next one.